RoadRants, Episode 3.
Why is it so important to me that you stop calling the guy up the street a mill and start congratulating him, start envying him, and start wanting to be like him instead of bashing him? Because you may be ignoring the biggest opportunity to create that world that you envision.
Welcome to RoadRants. I'm Frank Sardella, and I'm your host of this show, where I get on my soapbox and rant about stuff that's going to help you expand into your community and expand your profession. Join me now.
Alrighty then, Frank Sardella here again with another Road Rant, and I am fired up today with something that I really want to talk to you about because this one is personal. Today's Road Rant is entitled No Fault and PI Naysayers Are Clueless. And if you think that applies to you, then you're absolutely right. This means you. If you're a PI or a no-fault auto accident case naysayer. What do I mean by a naysayer? If you think anybody who predominantly deals with, or even on the side deals with auto accident or PI cases is what you would describe as a, quote, mill, then you are a naysayer. And that's what we're talking about today and why I'm going to go on a rant about it. And I have a good reason. I'm going to let you know by the end of this episode why that is. What am I talking about? Well, a lot of people really poo-poo these cases, these personal injury cases, these auto accident cases, and they claim that these are cases that only, quote, mills engage in. What do you mean by a mill? Well, I've heard terminology like the McDonald's of chiropractic. Have you ever said that? Have you ever heard someone say that? Have you ever heard someone accused of being a McDonald's of chiropractic? I have. And you know what I think about that? I would love to be the McDonald's of chiropractic. McDonald's is one of the biggest, most successful corporations that ever existed. It is a worldwide household name. It's a brand name that everyone knows. They are the kingpin of their industry and almost of all industries. People know who they are. People flock to them. They make billions of dollars, and they have billions of customers. Look on their sign, billions and billions served. Why wouldn't you want to be the McDonald's of chiropractic? Now, I know what you're getting at when you say the McDonald's of chiropractic. You're saying that, oh, get them in, snap them, crack them, on to the next one. You really mean to say the fast food of chiropractic. So get your terminology straight. The fast food of chiropractic, snap, crack, pop. Where does this come from? The people that I hear accusing people of being a McDonald's of chiropractic or that guy up the street, yeah, he's just a mill. This comes from some I'm better than you attitude that you shouldn't be too big because what you really want is a wellness-based practice. You're a chiropractor, you go to school, and you believe that you should have a wellness-based practice. But guess what? You're absolutely 100% correct. You should, and so should that so-called mill up the street, be a wellness-based practice. There are many practices that should be wellness-based practices right now. You are 100% right that you should be pursuing a wellness-based practice. But there's something you need to know about. The wellness-based practice scenario is the ideal. It is the utopia of chiropractic. When we're talking about the ideal might not be possible at the moment. The ideal may be something we're all working toward, but none of us have yet achieved, and we have yet to achieve if we work toward it. What am I saying? A wellness-based practice is made, not born. Wellness-based patients are made, not born. Look around you. How many people in this society, or what percentage of the people in this society, are what you'd consider a wellness-based patient that would be in your ideal? It's a completely minuscule percentage. So at best, you're skimming the cream off the top, and you're leaving the majority to suffer. Now, this is a concept I call cherry picking. And if you want to cherry pick patients, that's fine. But realize what it is that you're doing when you do that. You're leaving many out there to suffer to get the very few who want to be wellness-based. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But if you want to be a chiropractor all the way, and you want to do what you set out to do when you went in school, and you want to create a wellness-based community, a wellness-based practice, a wellness-based nation or world, then there's a lot of work to do because the majority are suffering. The majority are subluxated. The majority are using the medical model because there's nothing else available to them. And you keep hearing this recurring theme about millennials. Millennials are being taught right now incorrectly, and you're being phased out right now. And I keep mentioning legacy. Your legacy will mean nothing if we don't make an impression on those millennials, because they will outlive you. And whatever the prevailing thought is for their generation that exists after you're gone is the only legacy that will be left behind. And I can tell you it won't be your legacy. Your legacy will mean nothing in the face of that. That's what these rants are about. But let's talk about today's topic, auto accident, no fault, PI. These are issues that a large majority of people have. Now, I'm not coming at you from a standpoint of how profitable these cases are. We all know that they are. One PI case, 10 grand. Okay, that's unquestionable, but none of us got into doing this to make tons of money as our primary motivation. That should be our compensation for a job well done. But the point is, a wellness-based practice, where are we going with that? You have to put people into wellness before you can treat them as a wellness-based patient. Before you can have a wellness-based practice, you have to put people into wellness. You have to put them there. And that starts with getting cases that are suffering, cases that are messed up, cases that get into auto accidents. Go look up the statistics. Google them. The auto accident statistics. Realize fully that the 5-mile-per-hour accidents are left out of those statistics. You're the one who's always on your high horse saying, even a 5-mile-per-hour collision can cause significant damage that will affect you later in life, if not now. Have you said that at least once in your life? Have you heard that said at least once in your life? You know it's true. Now factor in any personal injury statistics that occur. And it's an obscene number of people. Obscene. This is what we're up against in the wellness-based practice. Now, why am I so charged up about this? Why do I have this axe to grind about this? Why is it so important to me that you stop calling the guy up the street a mill and start congratulating him, start envying him, and start wanting to be like him instead of bashing him, or her for that matter? Why do I want you to expand your view of what cases you should accept? Why am I going on and on about this today? Well, let me tell you why. Because you may be ignoring the biggest opportunity to create that world that you envision. You may be working against the very concept of creating a wellness-based world, a wellness-based society, a wellness-based practice, by having the view that all you want to have is a wellness-based practice. And give the complaints that I hear. I don't want to be a mill. I don't want to take care of auto accident cases. Those people are too much to deal with. They're too needy. They're too problematic. They're too hard to control. It's too much paperwork. It's too much this. It's too much that. I don't want to go to court and testify. I don't want to have to write so many notes. Do you realize right now that that viewpoint is working against having a chiropractic world, having a wellness-based society? And I'm going to give you the real reason why I'm so charged up about this. It's because I am an auto accident case. That's right. I'm an auto accident case. I knew nothing of chiropractic except for what a friend had told me. And he basically made it out to be a complete joke. Made fun of it. What else I knew about chiropractic? I worked in the insurance industry. Medical claims. In a corporate office. Where I was trained within an inch of my career on medical diagnostic, medical non-surgical, and medical surgical procedure. There are thousands of codes and provisions and policies that govern those things. And guess what? Chiropractic came up, and it was a joke. It was a complete joke. That's what I knew of chiropractic. I knew that in most insurance companies at the time, chiropractic wasn't by and large covered. If chiropractic was covered, you worked for an amazing company and had amazing insurance benefits. That's what I knew of chiropractors back then. Then I got laid off from my job, got into a car accident. And less than a month later, after I thought I was recovered, did the standard procedure, went to the hospital, they gave me the neck brace, they took the x-ray, said we can't find anything wrong, you have whiplash, ibuprofen, muscle relaxer, the things they do for everyone. You know the medical model, what happens to car accident victims, which, by the way, is happening when you turn them away. And they said it'll get better on its own. And guess what? The pain went away for me in a matter of a week. I didn't feel pain anymore. So 3 weeks later, when I started getting very ill, I didn't associate one with the other. Still did not know what a chiropractor was. Didn't even know chiropractors worked with whiplash. My friend made them out to be a complete joke. That's what I knew. And my health deteriorated until I didn't think I was going to see age 30. And I went from doctor to doctor and got on medication after medication and then was on meds to handle the side effects of meds until I was finally taking drugs to help me get to sleep because I couldn't even get to sleep at night. I'd be awake for days. My health was a disaster, and so was my outlook. Hopeless. And finally, luckily enough, I started developing a lower back problem that I couldn't live with. And somebody told me, hey, you know these chiropractors in this town over here. Why don't you go see them and at least get some relief from that back pain because you're complaining about it every day and maybe they can help you with it. And I was desperate at the time enough to say, yes, I'll go. And when I went and got the diagnostic there, went over my auto accident case with them and all of the other medications I was on and the respiratory problems I was having and all these things that had occurred that I hadn't related to the accident, suddenly were in the hands of a capable chiropractor. Whether I knew it or not at that moment was not relevant. Because I can tell you, when the chiropractor even suggested that in addition to getting relief from my neck and back pain, that I might experience a relief in those other symptoms, that's when my quack mechanism kicked in, and I said, Doc, just fix my back. My point is, I started as an auto accident case. Can you imagine if that wasn't an option for me? I am one of the most wellness-based thinkers there is, ladies and gentlemen. You see what I do. I'm out there podcasting and broadcasting and blogging and writing and screening and coaching and consulting and helping chiropractors and modern wellness professionals just like you reach their goals. What are your goals? To have a wellness-based world. I'm on your side, but I'm not on your side if you want to cop out and kid yourself into thinking that it can happen today, this moment. There's a little bit more work to do, and there's only so many of us to do it. So those of us who cop out on it are putting more weight on the backs of the rest. And so of course you're going to have what you consider a mill up the street. He's picking up the slack for what others are not doing and should not be the subject of criticism. Auto accident and PI cases are not only profitable monetarily, they are profitable to our profession. They are profitable to creating a wellness-based practice because if you get someone well, you get someone to the tippy top of the ladder to being a lifetime patient who refers. And that's exactly what I am. I made a career out of it. I've been doing it these 20 years. I can't tell you how many thousands of people have become patients of chiropractors who have achieved wellness, who are not any longer on medication because of the things that I have done, and I haven't delivered a single adjustment to do it. And you're in there in the trenches delivering those adjustments, and you're every bit as crucial because I could refer as many thousands as I want, but without you getting in there and pitching, then it doesn't get done. It's a team effort. And we all have to work together to do that. That's my rant for today. I want you to take a look at that. Rub your own nose in it. And if you have any high horse attitudes about auto accident, no fault, PI cases, take another look at what it takes to make a wellness-based practice and a wellness-based world. Those patients can be your best referring and complying wellness-based patients you could ever hope for. And I'm proof positive of that. Frank at screeningexperts.com. Give me some feedback. Reach out for help. I'm here to do that for you. Thanks for listening today, and we'll see you in the next rant.
Hey, if you like this road rant, hit me up at frank@screeningexperts.com and give me some feedback, and I'll see you in the next episode. RoadRants is a Sardella creative production. Copyright brought to you by Screening Experts, LLC. Musical score written and produced by Frank Sardella, ASCAP. Screening Experts, unscripted simplicity. For more information, visit